Dr. Monica Gill.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Monica. Before proceeding ahead with my topic, firstly, I would like to thank APO and AOS for giving me this opportunity. So, the purpose is to study the effects of flower petal technique of evisceration in young male, which allows the use of large orbital implants and closure without any tension on the wound. So, this is a case report of 16-year-old young male who came to the eye OPD with right eye enthesis with past history of trauma to right eye in the childhood, and the patient's right eye was eviscerated through flower petal technique, and the orbital implant was put to provide cosmesis as per the patient's requirement and also to prevent the socket contraction. Coming to the ocular examination, so the best corrected visual acuity in right eye was PL negative, and in left eye it was 6/6, and the ocular motility was full in both the eyes. Whereas the adnexa in right eye have pseudotosis, and in left eye it was within normal limit, and the anterior segment conjunctiva was thinned out with narrow fornices, and rest of the details were not appreciable in right eye because of the opaque cornea, and in the left eye it was within normal limit. So the B scan of right eye came out to be within normal limit. Coming to the management, retrobulbar anesthesia and IV sedation was given, and eyelid speculum was placed between the eyelids, and 360-degree conjunctival peritomy was done, and a blunt tenant dissection with Stevens scissors to expose the retrobulbar area, and cornea with 1 mm of adjacent limbus removed, and all the contents of the eyeball were removed with evisceration scoop. Then four sclerotomies were performed from the limbus between the rectus muscle insertions to the optic nerve, and the four sclerotomies reach one another to form the four separate scleral petals, each containing one rectus muscle insertion, and all the four flaps were disinserted from the optic nerve by the circumferential incision 3 mm from the optic nerve. Then the so this is the front view of the four independent scleral fragment, each attached to the rectus muscle, and the four petals are sectioned from the optic nerve, and then the orbital implant is placed inside the four petals. So for the vertical petals are sutured first over the implant, and the posterior sclerotomies allow the petal to grow in front of the large implant, and the horizontal petals sutured over the vertical one, and this order of suturing allow the three different perpendicular planes: vertical petal, horizontal petals, and the Tenon's capsule. So as we can see, this is the sclera with its four petals, and here no choroidal tissue left, and then we place the orbital implant, and we first suture the vertical petals, then the horizontal petals. In this patient, we use Mule's PMMA orbital implant with axial length of 20 mm. And during the post-operative follow of 6 months, the patient had good cosmesis, and there was no complaint of implant exposure or migration and contraction of the socket or sympathetic ophthalmia. So coming to the discussion, the orbital implants replace the volume loss of the cavity and preserve motility with good cosmesis and orbital expansion. The eye and soft tissue removal is replaced by implant, 80% volume which is filled by the implant, and rest of the 20% volume filled by the prosthesis. So therefore, orbital implant followed by conformer result in ocular prosthesis, scleral shell. So here comes the different type of implant. First one is non-integrated. So there is no growth of orbital tissue because they are solid and non-porous implants. Example, PMMA, acrylic and silicone. Another one is integrated. The implant and prosthesis can be fitted together so that the motility of implant is transmitted to the prosthesis, and it provides the better motility. Example, hydroxyapatite, aluminum oxide, etc. Then semi-integrated one, so they have projections facing the anterior surface which can fit into the corresponding grooves in the posterior surface of prosthesis. So they have holes in them through which rectus muscles can be sutured to the implant. Examples are Ellen and Schaff. Then biointegrated, the hydroxyapatite and porous polyethylene implants, they allow the growth of orbital blood vessels and soft tissues into their pores. Biogenic one are the autologous bone or dermis fat grafts, which may also be used as implants. So these are the various type of orbital implants. So coming to the conclusion, so this technique of evisceration is very easy, quick, and with excellent results, and allow the use of orbital implant of desired size, usually 3 mm less than the axial length of the contralateral eye. So it restores the desired orbital volume, including that in the thiaxial eyes, and the double scleral layer also provide additional protection to avoid the implant exposure. Because the fibrovascular ingrowth in the implant begins at the sclerotomies, no disadvantage to performing an extra sclerotomy, and it preserves the position of all the muscles, giving the socket more natural motility with better cosmesis. So the take-home message is the right choice of surgery with right choice of orbital implant has palliative effect on the well-being of the individuals with the phthisis bulbi. So therefore, flower petal technique of evisceration with orbital implant is a boon, especially for young people, to prevent the socket contraction. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Monica. What type of implant did you use in your cases?
So porous one PMMA.
PMMA.
Yes, sir.
Any extrusion?
No, sir.
Hmm?
No, sir.
What size?
Sir, 20 mm.
Very unlikely. Very unlikely because these implants they have got lot of extrusion.
Yes, sir. There are more chances of.
A lot of extrusion.
Yes, sir.
The silicone implants are better, and the size. Actually, what you told is that 3 mm less than the size. Actually, it is. This is maybe theoretical. If you go to practice of it, I think if you use more than 16 mm implant, most likely it extrudes.
Yes,
Okay, so that is the thing which I wanted to comment to. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This is single case or case series?
Yes, ma'am.
Pardon?
Yes, ma'am.
Single case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.